Roll call.
Chairman Novato,
Here.
Ms. Rosinski,
Here.
Mayor Sullivan,
Here.
Councilman Broom,
Here.
Ms. Adair,
Here.
Mr. Akins advised he would be absent, Mr. Cresta,
Here.
Mr. Crestes,
Here.
Mr. Cleveland,
Here.
Mr. Addix advised he would be absent, Ms. Werner advised she would be absent.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, approval of the minutes for January 25th, 2023. Second. Any additions or corrections? Okay.
Chairman Novato,
Yes.
Ms. Rosinski,
Yes.
Mayor Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Broom,
Yes.
Ms. Adair,
Yes.
Mr. Cresta,
Yes.
Mr. Crestes,
Yes.
Mr. Cleveland,
Yes.
Okay, at this point, I would like to go into executive session, so we need a motion and a second to go into executive session.
I will.
Okay, really quickly, before we do the motion, we're gonna go in to discuss potential and pending litigation. There will be no vote taken or action taken in executive session, and we will return to public after executive session is concluded. Now,
I will.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, thank you. Can I ask everybody to stand in the hallway for a few minutes?
Just getting to that. Could you let it kick you out?
Yeah, story of my life.
story of my life.
Yeah. We're not allowed to talk about that anymore.
Okay, we have a hearing for 134 East Main LLC.
Yes. Should we sit at the table or?
Yes, please come up.
We don't have any chairs, so.
Okay.
Feel free to bring some chairs out.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And part of what was going on for the last few minutes is that it's been our policy to try to get meetings done as quickly as possible, or applications done as quickly as possible in one meeting. We can't possibly do that without a significant number of conditions based on the report from our fire marshal and our engineer planner. So we're also concerned that a number of issues, number of conditions from the prior approval have not been met. And it's been some time, certainly enough time to meet those conditions. And we would like to see those conditions met prior to making a decision on this.
Okay.
So what we're doing is asking you to allow us to defer this and grant us an extension of time if it's needed. I don't know if it's needed at this point, but if it's needed, to grant us an extension of time to hear this and give you an opportunity to address the issues in the two reports and rectify or satisfy the conditions in the previous approval.
Okay. First of all, under my appearance, I'm John DeLuca on behalf of the applicant, 134 East Main LLC. Obviously, given the chairman's statements and reviewing the engineering report and the fire marshal's letter, which I only had an opportunity to review upon appearing tonight, if I could just have a moment to consult with my client about the extension of time to understand if it's. So essentially, just to give us an opportunity to type things up,
So-
come up with it.
So guys, I'll just remind you, there's a camera directly behind you and it is recording voice.
Maybe
So if,
yeah.
if anything that you say, they can't.
Yeah, I understand it's not
Okay.
confidential, it's
Ju-
sitting right
All
now.
right, just let you know.
Yeah, I appreciate you making me fully aware.
It's unconscionable. Give you 5 minutes, we'll expect to talk about it.
Respectfully, if we could put our presentation on, and then if the board ultimately decides that the decision still cannot be made, we believe we can put forth a presentation that will satisfy some of the outstanding questions and conditions that have been met. And if the board ultimately decides still no, then we'll have some homework to do, and we'll come back here. I understand it is this board's policy to do this all in one hearing. My clients believe that we can do this all in one hearing, so we would appreciate the opportunity to put our presentation on.
I will say, if I may, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
the issues that are raised in the fire official's letter, specifically the need for the fire safety plan, the fire evacuation plan, seating plan, are things that the board's going to have to see prior to making a decision. So,
I will just note that the fire marshal's plan specifically references for an assembly use of 50 or more persons, and we're proposing assembly use of 49 persons.
and that is another issue that needs to be addressed before the board as well, because the occupancy rate, and Mike, please back me up, or please correct me if I'm wrong, according to the IBC allows for 95. So that's an issue, again, it's gonna have to be raised with the fire marshal and to the satisfaction of the board that even though that's allowed, can the board restrict it to 45? And in light of that, is this still something that the fire official would require? So, I mean, again, this is basically what the board's indicating that they would need in order to make a decision, and certainly by statute, they have the right to request additional information. So that's what they advised at this point.
So, are you able to provide us with a date when, presuming we can provide all that information in an expedited manner, when would be the next available hearing date?
I think that's something you have to tell us. How soon can you satisfy the conditions of the prior approval, and how soon can you address the issues raised by the fire marshal?
And I think what we can do is we would certainly announce to the next date that we're able to select with your input, so you would not have to renotice, and then see where we are at that point. If we needed to carry again because we needed additional information, and so we have.
Is 90 days a reasonable time?
Based on the reaction of my client, no.
And I just do want to remind everyone here that we are operating under a violation of the municipal ordinances and the approvals of this board. So I think the board is being very reasonable in light of what's happened over the past, I understand, year or so. There are some safety issues also that I'm sure the fire official is going to want to deal with, and this board is going to want to hear about. We understand that timing is of the essence for everybody, but things do need to be done in the appropriate fashion.
I understand. In light of the board's representations, I can't dispute and charge on understanding that the board will not be able to render a decision without us providing further information and addressing this report, which we did receive tonight. So for that reason, we'll have to carry this and get back to the board as to when we can satisfy your request for further information.
I have a question up here. Mike Cole's report, February 28th. Did you guys get a copy of that?
Yes, we did. And we were prepared to speak to it.
Okay. So you tell me, how much time do you need? Because if we're going to carry it without additional notice, we need to say when it's going to be, when the meeting's going to be.
So what do we have? We have March 22nd. I don't know, well, first of all, do we have anything? Okay. So the board's clear as far as applications. We've got March 22nd, April 12th, April 26th.
I think based on the board's requirements and demands, I think April 12th is a feasible date that we could meet the requirements and demands of the board by April 12th.
So this matter will be carried until April 12th. And I believe we're still within our statutory timeframe, correct?
Yeah, we'll double check if we need any additional extension from you guys, we'll certainly let you know, but from what I can see, the application was deemed complete on February 15th, so I think.
My client would like to be heard, but first, may I speak with him in confidence, and then, thank you. Thank you. April 12th, we'll have everything in order, and we'll obviously get it in 10 days in advance of the hearing so that this board has the opportunity to review whatever exhibits we intend to provide. Thank you.
If you have any questions in the meantime, you or Peter can reach out to us, we'll have to help.
We absolutely will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not tonight.
So this hearing will be adjourned until April 12th without further notice.
Correct. Same time, please?
Okay, next up we have ARB approval.
I move that we approve the hot dog stand.
Second. Any questions? Comments?
That's the same location as the old.
Yes,
Yeah.
just a little tiny.
I personally can't wait.
They'll have to pick up window, right?
You've made Art Burns.
Still there, yeah.
He has a hot dog place.
Okay,
Chairman Nevada,
yes.
Ms. Rosinski,
Yes.
Mayor Sullivan,
Yes.
Councilman Broom,
Yes.
Ms. Adair,
Yes.
Mr. Kraska,
Yes.
Mr. Kresge,
Yes.
Mr. Cleveland.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I will be.
Okay.
Tax season ends on the 15th. Actually, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it gets carried this year. I don't know. I'll have to see. Anyway, there's something else that I didn't get a chance to write down that I was going to.
Field trip.
Two things. All right, well, I'll open it up to the public at this point. And the
Like
public can remind me about,
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Name and address, please, for the record.
Really?
Yes.
Holland
Absolutely. I have to
Drive,
make sure
25
everybody's
West
clear.
End Avenue, Somerville. Field change. Notice.
oh, right.
No.
Yes, we had field change meeting for Somerset. They wanted to put bollards up where I already thought they were gonna have bollards, but apparently they didn't make it to the construction drawings. To keep people from driving cars down the bike paths and the pedestrian paths. And they wanted to put a fence up to keep people from wandering around the fence at the end of where the tunnel was gonna be.
South Avenue.
Yeah, just dead ends. So they wanted to put a fence up and return it back by the track, so.
Well, we actually, if I may, we insisted on that.
Yeah, you don't want.
And they agreed to it, but it had to be a field change. And so that's why they came in front of the committee. So it's a safety, it's a health and safety issue that it stops people falling off the edge of the development into the green zone.
That's
Seems to be
so
pretty
what?
simple.
What a novel concept.
Novel concept.
Well, I had this nightmare that because we're populating the townhouses with families,
Yeah. Yeah, a little
that you got this little rug rat that just found its legs and it takes off like a rocket and goes, boom. So we stopped that.
Just put a big trampoline at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Okay, was that it? What else was it? That was it, right?
Fence, bollards, and, gates to the green
Double
zone.
gates.
Right, double gates down by 206 to allow access to
Yeah.
that.
When they did the plans for Station Road, which they're just about getting ready to do,
Okay.
for some reason, we've got a set of double gates so when Rodney buys a lawnmower, he can cut the grass. They omitted that from the plans. So they've agreed that the gates will stay, they'll break the barrier, they'll take the retaining wall and break it there, they'll put blacktop so you can get across the curb and down into the green zone. So that was the third. That was it, Jack?
That was it?
Yep.
Okay. Since there's no other public, does the public have any more to say?
No, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thanks. And that's it for my comments, so unless somebody else has something.
Move the adjourn.
Second.
Yeah.
Jasmine, you still gonna be here next meeting?
Yes. That's my final one.
Just check, next one's your final one?
Assuming we have.
All those in favor,
she
signify
thinks it's
by
the
saying
final.
aye.
Aye.
Those
She's
opposed?
got 6 more months.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's never.
Jasmine said, thank God, one more.